Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Brady Joker here, and welcome to What I Watched in June Ranked. Yeah, I'm sitting for this one, and I don't know how much room I'm going to have in my dorm when I eventually go to college, so you might want to get used to me sitting, because if I have like a desk in the dorm, this might just have to be what I'm going to have to do instead of making a whole setup with my big tripod. I have my little tripod right now, which is what I film my Geometry Dash videos on. I don't even have my big one with me. So this is what you're getting. And no, this is not my college dorm, obviously. This is actually my buddy's house that I'm staying at while I'm not in my new house. But I'm visiting back in my hometown. So yeah. Anyways, it's June, right? Yeah. June was a really good... Why do I have an AirPod in? June was a great month. Couple really amazing movies. Not that many. So this is going to be a quick one. I don't think we have that many new... I think it's like pretty split evenly. So let's just get on with the new watches. Alright, at number 7 is 16 Candles. I know that this is like a pretty popular movie amongst the John Hughes fans, as I am a John Hughes fan myself. I love The Breakfast Club. I love Ferris Bueller's, obviously. But this is easily his weakest film, in my opinion. Just really, really outdated humor. And I'm not like... Obviously, Breakfast Club has outdated humor. That's just how comedies are nowadays, like that you watch in the 80s, and especially with some of John Hughes' jokes. But this one is so bad. As well as the acting was so bad in this one too. The acting and the line deliveries were just so funky. Honestly, I if it weren't for like I liked parts of it, but I just really didn't enjoy this, believe it or not. Alrighty, number 6 is going to be 28 Weeks Later. This was in preparation for 28 Years Later, which I have not seen yet. My theater going experiences are, at an all-time low right now. But anyways, 28 Weeks Later, it took like the amazing character, like the amazingly written characters from the first movie, and made every single character in here really stupid, really annoying, just not interesting at all, so that when they die, it doesn't matter. You don't feel anything. It's a stereotypical cliche horror movie with one of the best opening sequences in a horror movie I've seen in quite a while. Bit of a tonal whiplash there, but when you have such an amazing opening to a film, and then the rest of it is just, it's all downhill from there. Now, this is never boring. It's never really a boring movie, but it's just kind of dumb. And just miles worse than 28 Days Later. Alrighty, number 5. This is the biggest disappointment for me. This is The Phoenician Scheme, the brand new Wes Anderson film, and honestly, it was really just... It was good. Wes Anderson is one of my favorite directors of all time. I'd put him in my top 5. I've seen all of his previous works, so I was so excited when I heard he was coming out with one this year. It was one of my most anticipated films, and it's like my 4th least favorite from him, unfortunately. So if you watch my Wes Anderson video ranking now, it would be at number 9. In between, I don't remember. Anyways, this is just sort of basic, honestly. Nothing really stood out to me. Like, the performances were all very Wes Anderson. Michael Cera was the clear standout here, obviously. But I mean, everyone was just good. The story was good. The humor was good. Its emotional beats were good. It was just... It's like one of his most solid works all around, but it just never really blew me away with anything. And it obviously goes without saying, the movie looked incredible. I mean, it's Wes Anderson, but, other than the cinematography and, the set design, nothing really blew me away about this one, unfortunately. Alright, number 4 is going to Casino. One of 2 Scorsese movies I watched this month. I really want to finish Scorsese. I really want to finish Scorsese by the end of the year. It's my big director goal. And I did this one. I also knocked out another one that was really long, but this one's like 3 hours. And while you do really feel that 3 hours. Man, it's a fun movie, man. Somehow in this movie full of like gangsters and, you know, manipulators and, you know, bad people, Sharon Stone manages to be the most illogical, annoying person that you just hated so much that it low-key made me feel bad for De Niro at times. And I don't know if that says more about the movie or more about me. I don't know. Joe Pesci was his usual Joe Pesci self, unless you're excluding The Irishman. Talk about that in a second. But yeah, Joe Pesci he's really good in this, but if you want another one, just watch Goodfellas. Like, honestly, if you want a movie like Casino but better, just watch Goodfellas. Goodfellas has the humanity in it all that this movie just kind of lacked compared to Goodfellas, in my opinion. But this is still a really fun, entertaining movie. All right, number 4, The Irishman. I finally got around to watching this 3.5-hour beast of late Scorsese's work. This and then the next one are really close, but I ended up putting this one a little bit lower because on finishing this movie, I actually gave it a 3.5 at first, but as it sat with me, I like it a lot more as I've been processing the movie and what it all means. And there's a moment in here that is so like gut-wrenching. If you've seen the movie, it's the thing that the whole movie is building up towards, and it is like, wow. And then you start to reflect on the whole movie as Scorsese is building up everything to the ending of this movie and the final act, and it's like, holy crap, it's really good. And you know what, now that I'm talking, I know I just said number 4, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and put this at number 3, so you're going to be seeing Casino back. But yeah, now that I'm actually talking about it, this is clearly better than Casino. Scorsese also does a lot of reflecting on his own life in here. This movie has a lot of themes of death and, you know, growing old and having regrets and stuff like that. And you can really just see Scorsese putting himself in this work. And you know, for all of these guys, De Niro, Pesci, and Al Pacino being as old as they were filming this movie, holy crap, they killed it, especially Al Pacino. He is so entertaining and good in this role, and it's just a really fascinating movie looking back on it. However, when I first watched it, the purpose kind of felt lost to me because of how long it was. It did feel very dragged at times and could have been trimmed at least 45 minutes in my opinion. Although I think if you trimmed a lot of it, that final act wouldn't have been as powerful. So it's kind of a hard balancing act here for this movie, which is why it's not my favorite Scorsese, but as I've reflected and processed the movie more, it is a lot better than I gave it credit for when I first watched it. Number 2, Do the Right Thing. This is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life, bar none. It's not my favorite movie. In fact, there are a lot of scenes that I actually kind of felt were really boring and kind of unnecessary. And I was a little bit like, okay, come on. We get it. You're building up to something, but we don't need all of these scenes. So in that aspect, it's a 4.5, but in every other, like in the writing and the cinematography and in literally every aspect, it is genuinely like a top 5 movie I have ever seen in my entire life. It is impeccable. It's overwhelming when you finish the movie to where you can't even really articulate your thoughts on it without being worried that you're wrong, but it's your own opinion. So it's this really weird mind game that this movie plays with you. What I don't like is when I go online and I see a bunch of people asking the same question, if Mookie did the right thing. It's like, dude, why are you asking that question? That is not the question that the movie is prompting. The movie is prompting the question, do the right thing, for every character in the movie, not just Mookie's decision at the end. That is like not even like the biggest part of the movie. Every character is faced with moral dilemmas and decisions that you yourself as the audience has to determine if they did the right thing or not. And that is the genius in this movie. It is amazing. It is heart racing. It is funny at times. It is devastating at times. It is amazing. I was stunned by this movie. And number 1 is Ran, or Ron, however you pronounce it. I'm just saying Ran because that's what it looks like. This is Akira Kurosawa's late-stage masterpiece that I've been meaning to get around to after watching a ton of his other works earlier this year. I saw Yojimbo, I saw Sanjuro, I watched High and Low, I saw Seven Samurai, but I saw Ran, and wow, not as good as Seven Samurai. I did enjoy myself more watching Seven Samurai. I think that was more my thing, but Ran was something else. The absolute darkest and most tragic tale of like a family just being ripped apart by like power and greed. It's devastating, but yet there's so much heart and like humanity in everything. And I saw this one review on Letterboxd that I really like. It said that my favorite movie of all time is It's a Wonderful Life. And this movie is basically the inverse It's a Wonderful Life, where It's a Wonderful Life is about a man who is like in poverty. He sacrifices everything for the people around him until he finally realizes what true wealth is. This movie is the opposite. It's about a man with everything in the world. He savaged, he brutalized, he murdered people to get to where he is, and then finally leads to his downfall until he truly realizes what real poverty is. And it's incredible. The sons are all so entertaining in this one, the way that they battle, even though it's really sad because you're like, dude, your brothers, just stop, man. And obviously the colors, the cinematography, I don't need to say anything about that. It's obviously incredible. Also, for a 2-hour and like 45-minute movie, goes by pretty quick. Pacing is really good in this one. Incredible ending that left me like stunned and stoned. Like such a cold outro for this movie. And it's incredible. It was everything I knew. It was everything I wanted it to be and more. So yeah, still not better than Seven Samurai though, because that's like, come on. But I think it's actually better than Seven Samurai on like a technical aspect. Like, come on, dude, this movie's beautiful. All right, now we're gonna be doing the rewatches. I don't know how many there are. Let me check. Number 4, 28 Days Later. This is still a great movie. Sometimes the shaky janky cam and the muddy microwave looking camera it's filmed on does kind of take me out of it, but it also drags me right back in because of the atmosphere and tone the movie's going for. But the shakiness during some of the action sequences are really jarring to get used to. Excuse me. But I mean, man, everyone delivers here. Cillian Murphy, Brendan Gleeson, they're so good. Every character is so well fleshed out, so well developed, so well written that you really care for them and don't want them to die. Like you're just like, please, just live, please. I love the turn of events and the third act of the movie, where the main antagonists actually start to flip. It's really well done. Danny Boyle. Yep, I can't wait to see years later so I can update my Danny Boyle list. Number 3 is going to go to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. This is a soft spot movie for me. I loved it so much when I first watched it like a year and a half ago. And man, I was craving to rewatch this for some reason. I don't know. And just Gene Wilder is so magical in this role. I don't even care if it's not book accurate because I've been doing a lot of digging into like how book accurate this is. And while I do have issues with it, like the kids are not fleshed out at all in here. Like a lot of them, especially like Mike and like Augustus, are just like normal kids that just like got punished for like nothing or like small little things because they're kids, you know? Like Mike is like, oh my God, this room is literally like my whole passion and life. I want to test around. I'm going to be a kid. And then he gets punished and thrown out. I'm like, bro, what? And Mike was a sweetheart. Like for most of the movie, he was like nice. I know Wonka in this movie is not book accurate, but I just don't care. Gene Wilder is amazing. Number 2, Interstellar. I lowered my score. I have major script problems with this movie in some aspects. I think the script is just not as fleshed out. When I'm still having a hard time follow the movie's basic plot on why characters are making these decisions on my third time watching the movie, I mean, maybe I'm just stupid, but like, there's just some things in this movie where I'm like, what? What? Man's whole side plot, or honestly, Man's whole section in this movie is really just not that great in my opinion. But like the score, the cinematography, McConaughey's performance, especially when they get back from the water planet, Miller's planet, I think, and he watches the videotape. Oh my God, that is like his McConaughey reacting to those tapes is like some of the best acting like I have ever seen. It is so good. Ending, I obviously have some problems with the ending, but there's emotion. It's not Nolan's best. In fact, I actually lowered it on my Nolan list as well. I actually put Oppenheimer above it now, so it's Oppenheimer at 2, Dark Knight still at 1, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it's Interstellar. It's just because I'm listing off negatives doesn't mean I don't think it's great. It's amazing. It's breathtaking in moments. Like Miller's Planet's whole sequence is incredible. Yeah, I mean, there are some amazing things about this movie, but just because of how popular this freaking movie is, I feel like I have to defend myself when I'm like, yeah, I have issues with the script, I don't like the ending as much. Yeah. Number 1, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick rules. I don't care what you say. This is my favorite comedy of all time. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I've seen this thing like 20 times. I still laugh at literally every single joke. Devin Bostick is like, how did we deserve that man as Roderick? We did not. This is like some of the best casting of all time. I'm being so for real. The cast in this movie, you do not get much better than it. This movie is so good, such great like familial family, like it's just a family movie with great familial themes and messages while also still being like the funniest movie ever made. Just warms my heart every time I see it. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick rules, I love you. Alright, that's what I watched in June. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, of course, if you want to. I'm not your dad. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.